Hello. Uh,
Yeah, let me grab some water and let's just get started, shall we? Yeah. Let's get started. Okay. I have many friends. Some of my friends know more mathematics than I do. Some of them knows less mathematics than I do. And I talk to both of them, both different groups of friends who whose mathematics higher than me, whose mathematics lower than me. But they both help because they give me brand new perspective that I didn't think about, right? So I talk to both of them about mathematics. They both help. So, uh, and they're very inspirational, my friends. Okay, so let's ask so much philosophical question. All right, is mathematics God-made or man-made? Right? Let me turn off that dehumidifier. It's very noisy. I have friends of all different races, all different ages. Some of them have same race, same gender, or different race, different genders. Some of my friends are older than me, younger than me, about my age. I have all different friends. Okay, because I have very diverse hobbies, right? So and so and they always help. Okay, I love listening to their stories. It always help. Learning something that I have not experienced, right? So yeah, I'm a very good listener. Uh, so like, is mathematics God made or man made? Well, there are two ways to look at it. We found an equation that works, right? It's a partition multiplicative partition function for square free numbers. And our next step is to generalize even further. A multiplicative partition function for any number, right? Yeah. And the formula that we found is not exactly closed form formula because it uses additive partition function. I mean, additive partition set function, right? Yeah. So it's kind of relational formula as opposed to closed form formula. Okay? So, but still, I rather see it as discovery. Okay, but we kind of designed it though. So yeah, there is some human element there, like man-made, kind of artificialness. I would say it's a half and half. It's half God-made, half human-made. That's how I would see it. Or like good old Bible, God created animals, Adam give them names. That's how I rather see it. We just named it. We designed the shape by using mathematical language. So the way I want to see mathematics is, I would rather see mathematics is just a language that expresses God's creation. It could be numerical, mathematical universe, or animals, plants, whatever. Okay? So we just describe it using mathematical language, just like giving it names, right? Like you have apple, apple. In Spanish, you call it manzana. In French, you call it pomme. In Korean, you call it sagwa. It's just one object, different languages, right? So, yeah, to us, one way to look at it is linguistical world view. Everything is language. Okay, like music, fine art, sculpture, politics, philosophy, just different languages. Religion, same thing, expressing different languages with different languages. That's one way to look at it. Now, let's talk about symbiosis. We'll get back to mathematics, okay, later. Symbiosis. Farming can be thought as a symbiosis, okay, because chicken or cows, they will never go extinct because we are farming them. The species, cow as species, cow, pork, chicken as species, they will never ever go extinct because we're gonna always farm them. We'll uh, ensure continuity of those species. That's why farming is so good because it preserves the species, right? So farmed animals never go extinct. That's why we say we should start farming endangered species, and yes, even commercialize them. Then they will never go extinct. Okay. Not just animals, plants too. So farming, one way to look at farming is symbiosis. Okay, it's cooperation between two different species, mutually beneficial relationship between two different species. Like we farm animals and plants, right? Yeah, that's very symbiotic relationship. And even in the natural world, uh, tiger eating rabbits, it does some good things to rabbits because tiger chase rabbits or deer. Only the sick deer, weak deer, like genetically inferior deer, they get killed by the tiger. So tiger is actually helping deer population healthy by eating sick and genetically inferior, like slower deer. That's what tiger eats, right? So tiger is helping deer population to evolve to be faster and faster, healthier, healthier. All right. So that's co-evolution concept between tiger and deer population. Okay. Not exactly symbiosis, but still two species helping each other, right? How about deer and plants? Yeah, deer eat plants, but they don't kill the plants. They browse here and there, right? So that the trees, bush, shrub still would survive after all this browsing. Because deer, yeah, they are nomadic, right? Like reindeer, whatever deer. They just browse. So, and after that, they defecate, urinate, all right? Which is good for the plants. So plants and deer, they kind of help each other in that way, right? Yeah. Not exactly symbiotic, but still mutually beneficial. Okay. So, yeah. Yeah, the spruce tree shoots are coming out nowadays. So, but it's too small to harvest. And I mean, the spruce tree, I did spray them with insecticide. So, if I pick the spruce tree, spruce tips, you have some of those insecticides. So, I don't know. Yeah, whatever. Mm. So, yesterday after the recording, I was watching this Superman 2, and it was fantastic. The theatrical version. I didn't like Richard Donner cut. Okay, Mr. Richard Donner, wasn't even director of Superman 2. He was director for Superman 1. So I don't know why he made his own cut, but it wasn't. I don't like Richard Donner cut. Okay, I like the theatrical version. The director of Superman 2, his name I don't remember. Uh, but he directed Superman 2 and 3. I really like Superman 2 and 3. Superman 1, it was okay. Yeah, but I prefer Superman 2 and 3. My favorite is Superman 3. Okay, so Superman 1 is not. I'm not a huge fan. I mean, there's some good parts, but so in Superman 2, I observed this temporal dualism. Like Superman 2, the Superman was fell in love. So when he was dating his girlfriend, the three aliens, they were conquering the Earth, planet Earth, and even White House, right? When Superman was idling, then so there's my pluminocism. I mean, minor plussism for those three aliens, right? And then pluminocism for the Superman, okay? Because he was idling. Later on, he got beat up by some regular earthling guy, human guy, right? He lost all his power. So and then after that, he learned the lesson. So now, so pluminocism, then minor plussism, okay? So now Superman, he got back to his duty and he became the Superman again. And meanwhile, the three aliens, they conquered the Earth, America. They were in the White House idling, right? So now they are the one who's idling. So minor plussism becoming pluminocism next. So they are idling. So they got their casters kicked by Superman. Right. Okay. All right. We'll take about 5 minutes and then we'll get back to mathematics because we have a long way to go. And uh, we're gonna have to define some helper functions like we did before with the square free uh, multiplicative partition function. Okay. Probably we're gonna have to define something like distinct prime counting function. We call it D. Okay. Given in this when you conduct a prime factorization, uh, we already defined prime factor counting function, right? That one's already defined. But we're gonna define now that prime numbers will repeat distinct prime counting function. Okay, so we call it D, right? So yeah, how many distinct primes are there? The prime factorization. Okay, that's something we're gonna need. All right, we just call it D. Okay. Yeah. So I watched the Superman 2 movie, right? My goodness, this lady that's just so beautiful. That the one of the three aliens was female, right? And also Superman's girlfriend also female. They're both brunette. Alien kind of brown eyed, and the Superman's girlfriend kind of like hazel, kind of green eyes, right? Oh, those two ladies have really big eyes. Like, oh my goodness, they're so beautiful. Woo! Back in the days, right? American actresses they used to be so beautiful. Nowadays, I don't really have high opinion about today's actresses. Okay, but back in the days, actresses they used to be so beautiful. Oh my goodness. Back in the days, right? Nowadays, actresses, yeah, they're just weird and they're very strange people, right? Yeah, Rotten Tomato kind of. right? But back in the days, oh, they were so beautiful back in the actresses. All right, we take 5 minutes. Okay, so yeah, and we'll talk about something else too. Metaphysical composition of a Homo sapiens. Yeah, that's humanology. All right. Yeah, we'll talk some humanology. Okay, we'll take 5 minutes. Uh, yeah. Okay. Okay. All right. So, in human species, Homo sapiens, uh, we are half and half. We are half physical, half metaphysical. Okay, we are half animals. We eat, we sleep, we go to bathroom, right? Just like animals do, right? But the other half of us is not like animals. It's more like gods. There's the metaphysical part, half of our Homo sapiens composition, right? Half and half. Physical and metaphysical. That's Homo sapiens. So, yeah, I guess we can call it second equation in humanology. I don't know, whatever. Homo sapiens is equal to physics plus metaphysics. Okay? Alright. Okay? So, easier part is physics. Physics is always easier than metaphysics. Okay, so because metaphysics is invisible. Just like Saint Paul said in New Testament, yeah, spirits, they're invisible, right? So, yeah, that's metaphysics. Okay, so that's why it's more difficult to deal with. So let's deal with physics first. DNA. Of course, DNA is, you cannot quite see it. unless you have this electronic, electronic, electromagnetic, whatever, telescope, microscope, right? Yeah. Even with that electronic microscope, it's not easy to see your DNA. So that was the difficulty of this modeling of double helix structure, Watson and Crick, right? That's why they got Nobel Prize for it. They analyzed this crystallography X-ray diffraction pattern. Just really cool stuff, okay? They got it done. Just beautiful. Beautiful structure, double helix. Woo! Beautiful, beautiful. Yeah, that's the difficulty with biochemistry, right? Molecular biology, because it's just too small. Yeah. Anyway, but they figured it out, right? So our physical. Let me get some Tums. Oh my goodness, it's burning down my esophagus now. So the our physical composition in our body is mostly water, right? By weight, they say something like 70%, something like that. Then what else? In our body, we have carbs, protein, and fat, vitamin, mineral. Basically, the kind of food that we eat, that's our physical body, right? Now, that's physics. Also, we have DNA, right? How about metaphysics? Metaphysical composition. One way to define our metaphysical DNA is this: it's just set of ideologies. Actually, it's a vector of ideologies because it's ordered set because we have priorities, okay, or isms, okay, ismology, ideologies, right? So that's our metaphysical composition. So then, can we say? Is it correct to say? Is it fair to say our human psyche is nothing but some ordered set of ideologies, as if we are some kind of Lego block? Do we have a soul? Independence? Are we really free? Or are we just amalgamation of this environmental influence or these ideologies coming to us after we are born as a baby, blank sheet of paper, through environmental influence? Yeah, all these ideologies, good or bad, they come to us and live in us and tell us what to do. So is there such a thing as freedom, soul, ego, a self? I mean, everybody's unique because environmentally, ideological environment, right? In Korea, all our conservatism in Korea, okay, they are anti-gayist, anti-tattoo piercist, anti-marijuana. That's Korea, okay. In America, depending on what state you are living in, if you're living in South, American South, like Arkansas or Texas or Missouri, then it's more conservative environment there, right? But in the bi-coastal area like New York or Los Angeles, New York, or California is more liberal environment, right? So if you live in those big cities like Chicago, Illinois, or New York, Boston, Massachusetts, or San Francisco, California, Los Angeles, California, it's more liberal environment. So if you're born and raised in those big cities, you most likely you become liberal, as opposed to you grow up in a rural region somewhere in Alaska or Wyoming, Montana, or southern United States. Then more than likely you become grow up to your conservative, because that's the environment, ideological environment you grew up in. So they come to you these ideologies, and that's why everybody's different, because every environment in metaphysical space has different set of ideological influences, like vector field. Right? So that's one observation in humanology, in ismology, right? So we are heavily influenced by ideologies that surrounding us as we grow up as children, or even later in life as well. Why? Because people tend to adopt the environmental ideologies because it makes their life easier to conform to majoritarian mainstream ideological influences. Be like anybody else's, it makes their lives easier. So that's why most people decide to become anybody else's surrounding in that given time and space, to be happy, to belong. Okay? So so it's not, yeah, that's why in human ismology, yeah, we don't quite think there is such a thing as freedom. Okay? And is there such a thing as a person, self, ego, a soul, spirit? Or are we very like much like machinery? Is Are we all predictable through some kind of equations? In humanology, we kind of think we are. Does it sound so horrible? Oh well, what can I say? Yeah, maybe one day we'll get back to humanology. Maybe we should do so now. Mathematics, we can always get back later, right? Okay, let's do some humanology then, right? Because we know what to do next in mathematics. The generic multiplicative partition function, and that one is just matter of time, and we know what to do there, right? So let's, and also, so we have set agenda there, so it's not going anywhere. Okay, we're not going to erase those couple of whiteboards because we're going to need it, and other whiteboards we can safely erase, and let's do some human knowledge then, because it's more important than mathematics. Okay. Okay. So our question is this. Uh, it's humanological determinism, right? Yeah. Yeah, like we don't quite want to see human being as a machine because we object materialism. But the fundamental premises, some of premises of human knowledge is that metaphysical universe mirrors physical universe. Metaphysics is mirror image of physics. That's our premises. So we try to understand metaphysical universe by understanding physical universes and make some analogy, some one-to-one mapping there between. Okay, that's our methodology to understand metaphysical universe. Okay. So it's not going to be very difficult. Okay, maybe we don't even need a whiteboard. Okay, so a baby's born, right? Yeah, we'll take 5 minutes break and we'll grab whiteboard. Okay, it's just easier that way. Okay. Oh. Yes, there is some vector geometry, vector analysis. Okay, so yeah, we'll do that. Okay, let's do some humanology, shall we? All right. We just grab this guy. All right. I don't think we need this anymore. Um, all right. We just erase it without thinking twice. Okay, so we need a whiteboard then. I have 12 whiteboards. Okay. So let's fantasize a little bit. Presidential fantasy, political fantasy. So if I'm on the debate stage, one on one with President Trump because all the others they're goons. Okay, so I would say President Trump is my only match. Okay, well I'm giving him a lot of credit by saying this. Okay, but he doesn't stand a chance. Okay, if I'm on a debate stage with him, he doesn't stand a chance. It'd be so easy. So what I would say, oh, Mr. President Trump, you are not setting up a good role model for young people. There's this news, okay, I think it was Canadian newspaper who reported that 20% of American children are obese. So I'm not saying it's your fault. What I'm saying is you're not setting a good example for young American children because hey, President Trump is obese. He doesn't do exercise. He just eat sugary, fatty food. So that's President Trump. So maybe so can I. Uh, yeah. Uh, but Democrats, on the other hand, like people living in a big city, they tend to be very health conscious. They tend to do diet and exercise, right? Yeah, and they're also environmentally conscious, right? So liberals, Democrats, oh yeah, they have some good virtues like compassion, sympathy. Those are very good virtues. So two-party system works. They complement each other, right? Checks and balances. So I think it's a good system. It's good that we have Democrats and Republicans all together. Okay. So I think it's a good system. Okay, humanology. Uh, I don't know where to begin. Okay, so eh, so let's do the linear algebra, not matrices, but just vectors, geometric vector analysis. Okay, so it goes like this. Okay, let's say you have uh, two opposing forces. Let's say this is -5 and this is +2, and you do vector summation, becomes -3. Okay? If you add these two vectors, then resultant vector after adding those two vectors becomes -3. Okay? Yeah. So that's one dimensional addition. Okay? Now, two-dimensional addition, vector addition. Okay? So it's mathematical modeling of influence by the environmental ideological forces. Okay? So, okay, for example, you have this two parents, to simplify. You're a baby, your dad is, your mom is anti-gun, big time. Your dad is pro-gun, small time. Maybe you grew up to be a moderate antagonist, to simplify. Okay? One dimensional. Okay? Now, this single issue, so this one dimensional vector space. Pro-gun or anti-gun. Okay? Now, if we put two ideologies, okay? Pro-gun, anti-gun. What are some other ideologies? That's not too controversial. How about pro-business or pro-capitalism and anti-capitalism, like communism, right? Okay. Pro-big corporation and anti-big corporation, right? Because some people, liberals, many liberals, Democrats, they don't like big corporations, like big corporations. They don't like that. Okay, so and so pro-business, anti-business, kind of pro-capitalism, pro-big corporation, all that stuff, and anti-capitalism, more like communism, socialism, which is very popular among liberals and young people, right? Uh, More compassion-driven, which is not always bad. I'm not saying that's bad. We are not passing any judgment here. Okay, so we're just conducting some mathematical modeling, all right? Purely objective, all right? Science. Okay. So let's say your mom is very liberal, so she's anti-gun and also anti-capitalism. Okay. Your dad uh, is a lot of pro-gun, but in terms of pro-capitalism, no, not very much. So, and you are child of your dad and your mom, okay? So if you do the vector summation, you end up being pro-gun and anti-capitalist. Vector summation. So this is your dad, this is your mom, okay, and this is you. Simply put, it's not always like this, but we have to simplify, to mathematical model, right? We have to simplify, okay? And this is more or less true though. Why? People in big cities, they tend to be liberal. They always have been, okay? And people in rural region, they have always been conservative because of environmental influence. So I thought about it, and also I asked questions to my friends. So I did learn, and also reached the same conclusion. And sometimes I learn something new because so why are big city people are more liberal, rural people are more conservative? And so I also thought about this, came to my own conclusion, and also I learned from friends. So it's kind of mixture of what something I came up with and something I learned from my friends. Okay, so it's like this. Okay, so basically, big cities, right? Uh, Poor people, they go to big cities to get jobs, right? Immigrants and uh, whoever, right? Because big cities have a lot of money, a lot of jobs, right? They're more employees mostly, right? But rural region, they are more like small business owners. Rural, they are employers, small companies, right? Like farmers, for example, right? Self-employed, or mechanics, carpenters. Okay, so yeah, they're employers. They make their own money, small business, and also they inherit money from their ancestors, whatnot, right? And more family oriented because rural country region, all they have is family. Their neighbors live far away, so more family oriented, strong family value, and their ancestral estate, homestead, right? The, this property, farm or farmhouse, passed down to them for generations. Old school, old fashioned value, right? But in big cities, you move around an apartment or condominium, right? So you didn't inherit that condominium or apartment in a big city. You bought it, right? You move around, right? In big cities, and people are everywhere. They are from everywhere. There are more diversity in terms of race in big cities. People come from everywhere to big cities in America, right? So more racial diversity there, right? And big cities they change very fast, right? So they are more progressive. They are more willing to accept something brand new, whether it's good or not, right? And big cities, uh, they're like stockbrokers, so they don't really care about this brand new product, whether it has intrinsic value or not. Stock price go up, and they buy it to make more money by reselling it, right? There's physics level, but metaphysical level, same thing. You have this brand new ideology of pro marijuanaism, pro gayism, pro tattoo piercism, pro sugar fetishism, whatever, right? Yeah, if it's popular, they just take it to make money, right? But in rural countries, it's not like that. They have strong family value, old-fashioned virtue, and also very strong religion. Because churches, that's the only time they get together from long distance. This one church is like party time. From rural region, they're so sparse houses, right? But this one church, that's where one time a week, that's where everybody get together. Oh? So in rural region, yeah, religion plays very central role, important role. Okay. Also, this is something I learned from my friends. Okay, yeah. So poor people come to big cities to get jobs because jobs are more easily available to them in big cities as opposed to rural region, right? So, but when they first come to big city, they don't have any money, so maybe they need to depend upon the government assistance like social security, whatever, right? So yeah, big government, higher tax for the rich, tax the rich, give it to the poor. That's big cities, liberal, right? More compassion based, socialism, communism kind of big government. Yeah, big government, please tax the rich and give it to the poor, right? Yeah. And they don't really need churches in big cities because everybody's right next to each other. So church as a social hub isn't quite necessary in big cities. So that's why big cities tend to be more secular. Again, liberalism, democratic party kind of. Okay? Alright, we'll take 5 minutes break and then we'll continue. Right? Makes sense, right? Yeah. We are humanologists, so we are doing humanology, something we are very good at. Okay, so a lot easier than mathematics, but a lot more important than mathematics at the same time, right? Okay. let's take a break from humanology, okay? We are taking a break from mathematics. Now we are taking a break from humanology. Yeah, let's talk about traveling, okay? So I don't like seeing President Trump going travel to these different states or factories. He's just wasting taxpayers' money. I mean, what kind of difference is he gonna make if he visits this mask manufacturing factory? What kind of difference is he gonna make? He's just having fun, right? Traveling is fun, and he's using taxpayers' money to have fun. Selfish, right? So I don't like these presidents going traveling with taxpayers' money because it's a waste. That's very presidential travel. That's very expensive. It's not just one airline ticket round trip. No, security detail. You have this Air Force One. Oh my goodness, logistics, limousine, motorcade, Secret Service agents. Very expensive. Okay, all those people's hotel room and board, car, gasoline, and hotel food. Come on, that's such a waste. Why can't President Trump make a phone call or Zoom or Skype like everybody else? Right? It's wasting taxpayers' money. Oh, man. But other than him, yeah, there's some benefit for travel because I did travel with my own money to attend this continuing legal education classes, CLEC class, and I met some government people, state or federal, who came to Alaska for conferences. And what I did during the lunchtime, I took them to nice restaurant and I bought them lunch to listen to their stories and learn from their experiences. So I wanted to pay, but they didn't let me. So it was Dutch pay, each pay, okay. But yeah, but they kindly and generously share their experiences and teach me something that I don't know. Yeah, so government people, federal, state, they are fantastic. Okay, so there's some value to travel. I get it. It's very educational, mutually beneficial. Okay, yeah. So some travels are good, but anyways. So yeah, it's vector summation. Okay, that's all it is. Ideology. We are talking about this child and mother and father, but it's just one example. Okay, another example would be celebrities. I've never seen President Trump. I've never seen the Beatles. Never met Madonna or Pope Francis or Immanuel Kant, Arthur Schopenhauer, Friedrich Nietzsche, or Mozart, Johann Sebastian Bach, Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart, The Beautiful South, or Motown people. Never met them, but I've read about them in books, magazines, online articles, watched them in the YouTube, TV, radio, listen to them. So I get influence from them because the distance between me and my television, me and my cell phone is very close, very proximate. Celebrities, they have huge influence. Why? Because we see them all the time. On cell phone, on TV, we hear them all the time from radio, internet, celebrities. It's as if they are like our close friends, co-workers, classmates, or our family members that we see them every day, physically. But celebrities, even if we never met them personally, we see them all the time. From the cell phone to me, 1 foot away. So they have huge influence. Celebrities. Okay? Some of them, yes, even after they are dead. Prophet Muhammad Allah, Son of God Jesus, Confucius, Buddha, Socrates, Plato, if we have their books, distance between Jesus and me, 1 foot away. Bible. Even if he went away like 2,000 years ago, his words, Jesus' words, is right next to me, 1 foot away. By my Bible, my cell phone Bible, whatever. Celebrities, live or dead, huge influence. Okay? But it all boils down to vector summation. Okay? Then that's your environmental, ideological influence. But that's not the only thing, though. There's what's called this kind of independent spirit, right? Because some people are like, they want to be minority. Maybe about 1% of population in any space and any time. About 1% of population, they are the ones who just want to be different, who prefer to be alone and who prefer to be minorities. I'm just one of them. I don't know anything about you. Okay? But at any given time and space, 1% of population is always this kind of like they just want to be different. I'm just one of them. Okay. Yeah. So those ideological minorities, they prefer to be alone and to prefer to be minorities. Uh, it could be bad or it could be good. Because not every new ideologies are sound. Okay, so okay, yeah. So in biology, there are mutations, right? Mutation is constant phenomena. Mutation always happens. All right. In biology, evolution theory, most mutation is benign, is neutral. Some mutations are negative, malignant. Some mutations are benevolent, and those benevolent mutations, they makes the species better. Malignant mutations, they make this individual weaker. Okay, but benevolent mutation, it makes this individual stronger, and actually the weaker and stronger, it depends on the environment, right? Yeah, this famous textbook example in London, there are these two kinds of moth, right? White moth and black moth, right? When the when London was clean without any industrial pollution, this white moth thrived. But as this smokestack, this industrial revolution, then black moth thrived because it gives them more camouflage, because all the buildings, trees, they were covered by this industrial smokestack. Okay, so this random mutation that gives the coloring of this moth insects, yeah, it depends on the environment, right? Like climate change, for example. Climate change has always happened. Okay, it's nothing new, right? So if climate happened to be warm, then this particular mutant that gives this animal or plant who's more have more advantage in hot environment will survive. But as climate cools down during the ice age, then this particular mutant that's more resistant to cold weather, they will survive. So it's kind of relative concept. What gene is good, what gene is bad, it's relative to the environment, climate. So it's the what decides who survives and who dies. It's the matching between mutation and the environment. So internal change and external change. When they match, this species survive and thrive. When there's mismatch, the species die off, go extinct. It's just relative between internal change and external change, mutation and yeah, climate change or whatever change, external. Okay, so that's biology. Okay, all right. We'll take 5 minutes break and we'll continue this humanological narratives. Okay, more interesting than mathematics, isn't it? Yeah. More humidity. Yeah, mathematics like dry desert. But sometimes we want to go to desert because desert is beautiful. Mathematics very beautiful, but sometimes we don't get back to the civilization, right? I travel deserts sometimes in California. We'll take like 5 minutes or 10 minutes. Okay, so all right. Yeah, we're having a good time. Taking a break from mathematics. We're doing our job, right? Always. Okay. So, uh, this, yeah, this is all there is. Okay, so ideological influence, the small influence and big influence, right? It depends on several things. Okay, so it's like force vector, force field, like magnetic field, electric field, force field, vector space, vector field, vector function. Okay, in vector calculus, it's like third semester calculus, I think. You learn about scalar field and vector field, right? So it's like kind of like mathematical physics, physical mathematics, intersection between mathematics and physics. Okay, so like gravitational field, right? So you have some point mass or point charge or point magnet, whatever. Okay, it depends on the distance, right? The closer you are to this central charge, the stronger the electrical field is, or magnetic field, gravitational force is, right? So that's the concept of vector field. Okay, so each point has a coordinate x, y, z, right? And the strength and direction, this force vector is a function of that position. So that's vector function. And there's also scalar function, like given a point, what's the temperature, right? That's a textbook example, right? Or given a space, let's say you have this central light bulb at the center, okay? And given a space, what's the luminosity? How bright this light is? Yeah, it decreases depending on the space, right? In the yeah, it's like inverse square law. It's this Gaussian flux, Gauss's law concept, right? Yeah, it's because this surface area of the sphere, small sphere and bigger sphere, like onion ring, right? Uh, as distance goes twice, the surface area becomes 2 times 2. Distance becomes 3 times, and the surface area becomes 3 times 3. Inverse square law. Okay, so the luminosity, the light density become very sparse in an inverse square law fashion. And that same as this all different forces like electric force, magnetic force, gravitational force. That's this Newtonian inverse square law. Okay, that's physics. In humanology, metaphysics, same way. Okay, yeah, it influence of the central figure. It depends on how far away you are from this central figure. Okay, and the distance, that's our humanological distance, memory distance, perception distance. Okay, if you get to see this person again and again in the media, or if you get to see this person again, 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 because this person is your acquaintance or your family member or your friend, okay, this person has huge influence on you. You see this person all the time, and because you see this person all the time, and whether you like it or not, maybe your classmates, maybe this person is your professor, teacher, or classmate, family member, you want to minimize pain and suffering by disagreement. That cause pain, right? Displeasure. So yeah, you go along with this person that you see all the time in order to minimize the pain from disagreement. So you just agree with them. Yeah, that's most people do, right? Mainstream ideology, dominant ideology that you get exposed in the media, peer pressure, people around you. You just go along, to minimize the pain from the difference, disagreement. So you just go along. That's how ideology spreads to minimize the pain and suffering. Yeah, it has to do with the feeling equation we came up with long time ago, right? We talk about like something like three strategies, right? If I try to change that person but I can't, okay, then I will distance myself from that person. If I can't, because we are classmates or we are colleagues, co-workers, or this person happened to be my family member. Huh? So yeah, I cannot. I tried to change that person. I failed. I cannot just run away because I need my job. I need this family, and I need this citizenship. I still want to watch my news television. I cannot get out of this country. So what do? Yeah, let me change myself because there's something in my at my liberty, in my power to do. Maybe I cannot control that person, but I can control myself. Maybe I can do tattoos, piercings, sugar fetishism, marijuanaism, just to belong, so that I don't be left out. I don't want to be lonely. Whatever, right? And yeah, that's many people decide to do. Okay. Or some people decide to run away, and that's what I did. I ran away from so-called lower 48. It's kind of condescending to call it, right? But Hawaiians and Alaskans, we take the liberty to call these other states lower 48. Okay, so oh yeah, they are lower than us. Yeah, that's one of the reasons that I came to Alaska because year 2015. Okay, we are taking a break from humanology. Okay, year 2015. Okay, I graduated from law school, right? And this U.S. Supreme Court, they're like, oh yeah, legalize gay marriage, right? Yeah. So that was one of many reasons I came to Alaska. One of many, right? Another reason, yeah, I was fascinated by Alaskan documentaries. Woo, nature, clean water, clean air. Not so many people, a lot of freedom, a lot of space. I had to come here. Okay, many different reasons, and one of many reasons, yeah, I wanted to run away from this rampant spread of liberalism, especially gay marriage. Okay, it was just too annoying, right? To put it nicely. Okay, so yeah, I had to run away. Okay, but that's just one of many reasons. Okay, so yeah, okay. So yeah, the distance, okay, is has to do with this memory time, right? The more, okay, so in humanology, okay, distance is equal to 1 over time, right? So the more time you spend watching this person, listening to this person in television or in person, the shorter the distance it becomes between that person and me, right? So I spent a lot of time watching the news, this celebrity, like the Beatles, right? A lot of time, 1 over big number, very short distance. 1 over 100 distance, 0.01. Okay? So that's the humanological equation between time and space. Okay? Yeah, it works like magic. It's memory time, okay? Memory time. And perception time. How much time does this person register in my brain memory. Okay, so perception time. It's time to take a break again. All right, because I need some vocal rest. Okay, so every 15 minutes. All right, so okay. All right. Let me check out that spruce tips. I wonder if it's big enough to harvest. So I'm kind of curious. Okay, we'll take 5 to 10 minutes break. Okay, so yeah. Okay. Uh, yeah, I gotta flush this out. Well, yeah, I ended up picking this spruce tree, spring tips, spruce tree, spring buds, this saplings, this young leaves. That's what spruce tip is. Uh, Also, there's this spruce tree flower that give out these pollens, right? I picked a couple of them. It gives out this yellow pollen, and in Korea, they are delicacy. Okay, they harvest this and make it into some kind of Korean candy, right? It's supposed to be very healthy, very medicinal. So, oh well. Yeah, just pine tree pollen. Yeah, Koreans they use it. Okay, for some kind of candies. Right. Yeah, they're edible. I know. Okay, so yeah. Okay. That's how this tastes. Whenever I pick this wild plants or mushrooms, I rinse it out once in cold water. That's it. And then I pour some vodka in there and I drink it. Alright, let's see how it tastes. It's good. It takes more time to get the juice out, but there's like Eastern, Asiatic, Oriental medicinal drinks. You put these edible plants in a very strong liquor, and it's supposed to be medicinal. Okay, so it's like China, Korea, Japan, Taiwan. It's like we do this. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, this is why we say our theory is that Homo sapiens, this person's ideological composition, is very determined by this person's environment. Not just childhood, no, in adulthood as well. Okay? I'm trying to cover this bald spot right there. Okay, so everybody's unique because everybody's spatial and temporal environment is unique. Metaphysical environment. The composition of your ideological environment, surroundings, conformation, okay? Yeah, it's unique for everybody in space and time, right? That's why everybody's unique, because that's what determines a person's ideological composition. Okay? You don't get to decide who you meet. I mean, you it looks as if you decide what friend you choose. You think you have a choice, freedom, the kind of people that you would hang out with. But look, you don't choose your parents, you don't choose your school. Well, you apply to colleges, right? And about five of them give you admission and you pick one of them, right? But even so, even after that, you don't get to choose your classmates. It's all random, right? So in humanology, yeah, freedom is kind of overrated concept, and so is romantic love. It's very overrated concepts. At least that's our theories. Okay. So yeah, we take this very deterministic position where a person's ideological composition, metaphysical DNA, is entirely depend upon what ideologies all throughout up to the present, in the past, from present to the past, what ideologies are you exposed to, in what frequency, in what proximity. Okay? So, yeah, it depends on the distance. Also, it depends on the strength of this ideology at the center. It's like mass or charge in electricity or whatever magnetic force or whatever mass in this gravitational force or whatever luminosity, whatever energy this light source has. Okay, so yeah, it depends on both distance and the central mass, central body, how strong this central body is, and what distance between you and the central body. Okay, and it's like astronomy, right? There are a lot of planets, a lot of stars, so a lot of competing ideological forces, and each ideological center have different mass and different distance. So it's like this vector summation, sigma force, sigma f, right? And that's what determines your ideology. Okay. Well, that's our theory, at least. We're not saying it's the truth. No, it's our theory. And as far as I have experienced and observed, I think that's true. Feel free to not accept this theory. It's up to you. Okay? So, let's say you love, you're a huge fan of, say, Lady Gaga. I'm not. I used to kind of like her, okay, when I was in Fort Hood, Texas. Yeah, she came out with these songs like whatever, Bad Romance or this Scarface. They played that song when we were doing this PT run, okay? I kind of liked it a little bit, okay? And then later I learned that what those songs are about is about pro LGBT. So, oh, okay, okay, then I don't like this song anymore. I have to let you know, I was not always anti-gayist. When I was living in Los Angeles, California, it was during the days of President George W. Bush Jr., George Walker Bush Jr. Okay, when I was in Los Angeles, that's when this conservatism was the king. Me, I like being minority. So when mainstream majoritarian view was anti-gayism, like during the President George W. Bush and President Bill Clinton in that era. During President George W. Bush, I think I was in Los Angeles, California. Before that, President Bill Clinton, I think I was in Wisconsin doing my undergrad. Okay, so I graduated there. So I went to Cornell for PhD. After 2 years, I dropped out and I came to Los Angeles. And I think when I was in Los Angeles, yeah, it was I think it was President George W. Bush Jr. Okay, so and so that's when conservatism was the king, anti-gayism. Okay, and there was the majority mainstream. So I don't like mainstream majority. So I was more liberal back then. Also, at the same time, I was in Los Angeles, which is very liberal, big city. Okay, so I was more democratic than Republican. I was more liberal than conservative. All right, I was not always anti-guest. Yeah, I was moderately more liberal. All right, when I was in Los Angeles, California. Yeah, let me tell you a story. Okay, so yeah, I had this friend of mine. I more like acquaintance, not very close friend, but yeah, he's LGBT member, male. Okay, and he's cool. Okay, he's struggling actor like I was. So and he was kind of poor. Okay, so yeah, I took pity on him. Okay, so yeah, hey, let's go to McDonald's. I will buy you some meal because I come to program job. Okay, just struggling actor, right? And he's LGBT member. So yeah. So I took him out to McDonald's and bought him a meal, and then he started to this LGBT thing, like kind of like to me it's just male to male, female male to male friendship, but he didn't quite see it that way. So so yeah, I had to distance myself from him. Right? Yeah. I was liberal, more liberal than conservative, but still, I'm straight guy. He and I just wanted to be male to male friendship, brotherhood, but he's very LGBT ism. He was very much into that. So and he tried that kind of uh, dynamic with me. I had to say no because no, I don't want that. Even if I was slightly pro-gayist, I wasn't gayist myself. So yeah, I had to say no. So I had to distance myself from it. Also, later on in Los Angeles, I was still slightly more liberal than conservative. Okay, I was invited to this house party. I think it was like Santa Monica somewhere. My colleagues, female, okay. And in this house party, it was a nice party because my colleagues, female colleagues, and her roommates, fantastic cooks. Okay, yeah. It was a nice party. Okay, and somehow they had some male LGBT member friends. I guess I don't know. Maybe they just crashed the party. I have no idea. Okay, and one of them tried to kiss me. I said no. Oh no. Wait. You know, I'm not into that. Okay, so they backed off. Okay. Okay. When I was in Los Angeles, okay, I met this lady. Okay, she's Jewish and she's former. Well, back then she was kind of like maybe LGBT or bi, whatever, right? So I started dating this lady, and she became straight later on. Okay, so some of my male friends used to be LGBT members. Now they are straight. I have several. Okay. Yeah, yeah, it's because influence. Okay, I think that I gave them some positive influence. Okay, if you're LGBT member or pro LGBT, you may object. I understand. Okay, so because that's what I said to this. Los Angeles LGBT male acquaintance was telling me this story. Hey, I used to date this lady. She used to be LGBT member, and after she dated me, she became straight. Okay, and he was, oh, that's not good. So the way we define good or bad, it depends on what ideological subscription that we have. Okay, I'm not saying I'm right or you're wrong, or he or she is wrong. No, that's not what we're talking about. It's all relative, right? So how can we tell which ideology is sound or unsound, gayism or anti-gayism? We do mathematical analysis, logical, rational analysis, or scientific inquiry. That's how we do it. Okay. If we derive some kind of self-contradiction, then that's kind of quasi, at least quasi mathematical proof that the ideology is unsound. Okay? At least some evidence thereof. So I did that when I was in law school. Okay, I wrote almost 200 pages. That's dissertation length. Okay, I wrote this paper over summer semester. Okay, and I tried to publish it. Nobody would accept. So, but there's some content generous online publisher who housed this paper, and it's available for download for 24/7 anywhere in the world. Okay, time and space. I would recommend you to download it right now. Why? Because it may go away. It may go away. Okay, so okay. Yeah, there I just provide some quasi mathematical proof that why gayism is unsound ideology. I'm not gonna regurgitate it here. All right, because I don't have time. All right, I don't want to repeat myself. Okay. All right. We'll take 5 minutes break. Okay. So, this spruce tree is good. I like it. Spruce tips. Vodka. This pine taste. Yeah, I can smell it. It's good. Yeah, the spruce tips come with this brown, this covering, right? So that's what I'm chewing on. It's all edible, okay. Yeah, so does this fiddleheads. Yeah, they come with this brown hull, right? But fiddleheads, I don't think I'm gonna harvest it, okay? Because you fiddleheads, ferns, they're tricky, okay? You have to boil it, rinse it, get out. Have to boil the fiddleheads and then get rid of this water to get rid of the tannin, whatever, right? It's just too much water, okay? Because you have to boil fiddlehead and get rid of this water at least once, okay? Because otherwise, it could damage your kidney. Ferns, they are tricky to cook, right? Yeah. So I'm not gonna harvest that fiddlehead, okay? So, yeah. All right, we'll take 5 minutes break, okay? And we'll do some more humanology. I'm not ready to get back to mathematics yet, okay? We'll do some more humanology, okay? So, all right. We'll take 5 minutes break, okay? All right. Okay. So, I've made friends. I told you, right? I've young people friends too, youngsters. I was young once. I'm 41 years old now, but I was born in American 70s. I'm very grateful to my parents, Korean government, American government, and to God that I was born in American 70s. I take pride in that because I'm a huge fan of American 70s. Also Korean 70s too, okay? Yeah. You start giving out some serious this pine tree juice, spruce tree. Yeah, it's pine, kind of pine tree. It's evergreen, coniferous. Mm. It's good. Taste of Alaskan spring. Oh, yeah, it's good. I was young once, okay? So when I see young people in their late teens or early 20s, yeah, sometimes I take them out to lunch, okay? I buy them lunch, of course, okay? Yeah, hear them out, listen to their stories, okay? I give my advices. Yeah, my great pleasure. Young people, they got some fresh energy. I love young people, okay? I love aged people too. I have friends of all different ages. Younger than me, older than me, about same age, okay? Yeah. They have different kind of vibe. And I love this diversity of age, different ages. I love them all, okay? Hmm. Yeah. So young people, I understand because I once was young. I mean, I'm still young at heart. At least I try to be. On my physique, my body, I try to be young too. Stay young as well. I do exercise, diet. Okay. Yeah, I try to be as young as possible. Okay. Some people say taking risk is what keeps you young. I heard that before. Okay. Yeah, I take risk. I'm a risk taker. Okay. Though this step mode, one page step mode of purpose in this candidate event next month, I took that part out. Okay, because it was too extreme. Okay, it was too controversial. I did not want to embarrass my friends, right? So I took the part out. I did. I self-censored myself because they trust me, right? To invite me as Alaska State Senate candidate, they trusted me, so I had to self-censor what I wrote. This one-page statement of purpose because if we are being trusted, sometimes it's the right thing to do to censor yourself, redact, take some part out because they trust you, right? It's the power of trust. Yeah, it was not the right venue for me to express my opinion about races. So what was my opinion of races that I redacted? Beep, self-censored. I said protection and preservation of purity of Caucasian race, yes. Appreciation of African Americans, Asians, Arabs, Jews, Indians, natives, Hispanics, mixed race, yes. But it can be easily misunderstood. Okay, it kind of sounds like neo-Nazist, white supremacist. So I don't think people are ready to hear that from me yet. Okay, I say this here because nobody's watching this except my close friends and families, and perhaps some random people. I don't know who you are. Okay, and I'm not asking you to expose your identity. No, I'm not asking that. Okay. Well, if you are here, you're my friends. So, or you may be my enemies, but I don't have any enemies. Why? Because I'm not big celebrity. Celebrities, they have many enemies. Rich people, they have many enemies because they are these blood-sucking mosquitoes, parasitic kind, right? So if you are famous and if you are rich, oh, you have enemies, right? People who wanna take your money. I don't have any money. I don't have any fame. Okay, so if you are here, you're my friends because I have no enemies. I don't have anything to take from. I got no money. I got no fame. Okay, so if you're here, yeah, you're my friends, right? Because I don't have enemies because I'm a very small guy, tiny little ant crawling on the face of this planet Earth. That's me. Like most people here on Earth. But I thank God for this vodka, spruce tips, and it's so good. So I'm happy. I'm easy to please. Very simple guy. Alright. Okay, let's talk about young people, and then we'll take a break. Okay. Yeah, young people. Yeah, I was once young. Everybody once was young. Okay, or everybody will be young. Right? We will have the stormy teenagerhood experience, early 20s. Yeah, I've been through that. Okay, so I understand what they're going through. I do. So I hear them out. And it's so fresh. It's like reliving my teenagehood days. Okay. Yeah, it's so refreshing to hear all these stories from young people, what they are going through. Oh yeah, I remember that. Yeah, I was young once. Yeah, thank you for sharing your stories with me. Yeah, I remember back in those days. Yeah, so refreshing. Like 2 decades ago. Yeah. My advice: be optimistic, please. Things will get better. Okay. Yeah, things will get easier. Okay. Just do diet, exercise. Okay. But because you may not appreciate your health yet because you're young. But as you get older, you'll regret if you don't diet and exercise. Okay, because me, I've been always doing diet and exercise, and look at me. I still get back ache, knee ache, ankle ache because I'm getting older. Right? You better do diet and exercise. Okay, so that's what I tell them. They're young, right? They're healthy. They can eat whatever they want, right? But as you get older, it's not the same. You have to keep doing diet and exercise, okay? Otherwise, it's gonna be very painful. Okay, you have to be healthy. Young people, they don't know. That's what I tell them, okay? Diet and exercise, okay? Because otherwise, you regret big time, okay? Because many of my friends, they didn't know because nobody told them. Nobody told them because They don't want to say things that would hurt feelings or even offensive. Do I tell them? Yes, because I care about them. So I tell them, do please do diet and exercise. I'm sorry to hurt your feelings, but I say this because I care about you, your health, your happiness. Okay. Yeah. Because if I don't tell them, nobody will. Well, Miss Nancy Pelosi, right? Yeah, she said, "Oh, President Trump, yeah, yeah, obese, so you should not take this hydroxychloroquine." I appreciate her saying that. Yeah, President Trump, he's obese. I appreciate Democrats, liberals, okay, including yeah, Miss Nancy Pelosi, okay. Oh, she's a very beautiful lady. What? She's in great shape, not just for her age, but in any standard. She's a beautiful lady. Yeah, the Congress lady, California, Northern California, right? She's beautiful. Yeah, great shape. Obviously, she does diet and exercise, right? So she's more right than President Trump when it comes to diet and exercise. Okay, and I appreciate that. Okay, President Trump, right? I appreciate him too. Okay, he got a good sense of humor. He's funny, but he don't do exercise. He don't do diet. Okay, so he's like whatever. But I appreciate President Trump not wearing any mask. Okay, he's resisting that, right? I appreciate that because I have never once wore mask. So something in common with President Trump, yeah, we don't wear mask. Something common with me and Congress lady Nancy Pelosi, yeah, we do diet and exercise. So yeah, I like both of them. Okay, so we'll take 5 minutes, 10 minutes break. Okay, okay, all right. Yeah, I'm kind of getting drunk. All right, so, but I'm not driving anywhere. I'm at home. Okay, so no problem. All right, we'll take 5 to 10 minutes break. Okay. So. Whew. We're back. How much time do we have? About 1 hour, I guess. I think it's our moral and ethical duty to come up with some kind of humanological equation tonight, right? Before the time is up. Uh, so, yeah, back in the days, we came up with a feeling equation, okay? Using this memory time, perception time, whatever, right? Uh, so, yeah, that was good, but we need some more, okay? Time has passed by and things get old. So we want some brand new things, brand new equation in humanology. Okay, how about I was smoking cigarette, right? So how about action equation? Okay, or decision equation? What do you decide to do? Because we want to introduce this brand new variable element, the independent spirit, right? So are you a fighter or follower? Are you a creator or conformer? Do you want to conform or do you want to create? Create. Do you want to fight or do you want to follow? You want to be majority or minority? Okay? Yeah, that variable is a true or false, is Boolean variable. We, we didn't quite factor that in. We didn't quite establish that as a variable in any of our equation. Okay, maybe now is the high time to do so. Okay, let's take a shot at it. Okay, okay, so how did I become a minority seeking individual? Like about 1%, 10% of population. All right. Well, uh, if I look back, I guess I was influenced by my father's mother, my paternal grandmother. Okay, she's a fighter. All right. I mean, she was not always nice. She was very mean sometimes, right? Yeah, but she's a fighter. Okay. My father's mother, okay, she would tell me her stories when I was a kid. Okay, she got this chicken pox right when she was young, right? She struggled through it, and also when she was a brand newborn baby, people thought she was dead. So she covered her brand new baby with some kind of cloth, right? But she was alive. Okay, she's a fighter, right? My grandmother, father's mother, yeah. Very strongly disciplined lady. I remember my father's father, paternal grandfather. He passed away before I was born. Okay, so I never get to meet him. My father's father, paternal grandfather. Okay, never got to see him. Okay, he was a judge, small court, local, provincial court judge. Okay, and from my father's mother, my paternal grandmother's account, yeah, he helped out poor people, right? He did a lot of pro bono because after he retired from this judge status position, yeah, he did private practice and helping out a lot of poor people who cannot afford legal representation back in 1960s and 70s in Korea. Okay, so he helped out many poor people. That's what my grandmother told me, paternal grandmother. So so my paternal grandfather was not interested in money. He was more into helping out poor people. And my paternal grandparents, they have eight children, right? My dad was one of them, right? So my grandmother has to work to feed these hungry mouths of their children. Okay, she raised these eight children, and she had to work. So she raised. She told me she raised chickens, porks, like pigs, and sell them. Eggs, chicken meat, pork meat. Yeah, she been through this Japanese colonization period when she was a child back in 1910s, 1920s. And she went through this Korean War in 1950s. They said, I, my grandmother said, yeah, they had to move because these Chinese people siding with this North Korean people, communism, right? They crossed the border and pushed these South Koreans, my mom, my dad, my mom's family, my dad's family when they were young kids, and my grandfather or grandmother when they were adults. Yeah, they moved down south on the verge of the brink, like Busan, okay, like Gyeongsangdo, Jeollado, very southern, okay, and this general American General MacArthur, okay, so in Seoul, South Korea, there's this memorial statue of General MacArthur, this Incheon, yeah, so General MacArthur, five-star general, right? He's a big hero in South Korea, okay, he stopped multitude of Chinese-backed North Korean army. Okay, so he's a big hero in South Korea, General MacArthur, American U.S. Army general. Okay, he's a big hero. This memorial statue somewhere in Seoul, South Korea. I did pay a visit. Okay, when I was young, when I was there. So my grandmother, father's mother, and also mother's parents, father's parents, they will live through that Korean War. Okay, very difficult time. Yeah, and my father's mother happened to live in the same household. Okay, so that's Korean tradition. Okay, yeah, successful son, support their parents living in the same household. Okay, that's Korean tradition. Okay, so, yeah, and my Korean father's mother, my paternal grandmother, yeah, she would tell me all these wonderful stories, what she's been through, and she got some temper. Okay, and she was not always nice. Okay. She was kind of difficult, but she indulged me. She pampered me because I'm her grandson, right? But she would give all this difficult time to my dad and my mom. They fight all the time. They fight all the time. Okay, so my mom, my dad, they're fighters themselves. Okay, so it was not a very peaceful family. So uh, I grew up in that environment, but no cursing, no physical violence, just verbal yelling, raising the voice. Okay, they behaved. No physical violence, no. No cursing, okay, just yelling, arguing. I grew up in that environment, okay, so I grew up to be a fighter, like my parents, my grandparents, okay. So maybe I'm not used to peace. Maybe I'm more used to war, okay. that's the environment I grew up in. And later on, when I was in America, I mean, I'm still in America, Alaska, but when I was in Madison, Wisconsin, I was a huge fan of this Conan O'Brien late night talk show when I was in college, Madison, Wisconsin. And I guess he kind of grew up in this kind of fighting environment, parental environment too. So he talked about that experience, I guess, in Emmy Award because he was host of this Emmy Award, right? Yeah, Mr. Conan O'Brien. Yeah, he went to Harvard, English major. He got a job in Saturday Night Live as a writer, and later on, this Homer Simpson cartoon writer. And later on, he went back to New York, I guess, got this his own late night talk show, right? I was a huge fan of that late night talk show. He's so funny. So in this Emmy show, Emmy Award show, in Los Angeles, California, I think. Yeah, he would say like something like, "Hey, please don't thank your parents because if your parents have been so peaceful and loving, you wouldn't be here." He said that, and some actors and actresses they object to that, but I understood what he was saying. Okay, so yeah, growing up in this fighting family, it disciplines you, it makes you stronger, so that you're most used to war as opposed to peace. So yeah, you are more disciplined, stronger. You challenge yourself. You are at war within yourself. You challenge yourself. You try to get better and better and better. So that's my interpretation of what he said. Okay, so yeah. So external ideological influence, this force vector addition, that's one part of equation. The other part is your upbringing, okay, how disciplined you are, what kind of pain and suffering that you have endured and experienced. Okay, that's the independent spirit. You rather be minority as opposed to be majority. Why? Because if you are very disciplined, if you've been through a lot of difficult times, then you're more used to war as opposed to peace. Okay, that's one factor, one variable. And there's another variable. That's morality. Because some people take it the wrong way. Okay, oh, I want to be minority, so let me be criminal. Criminals are minority. Not many people commit crimes. This so another factor, morality. Next factor, discipline. Next factor, environment. Okay, so we have three variables: morality, discipline, and environment. Okay, and we have 30 minutes left. I think that's enough time. So humanological equation, that's easy. All right, we'll take 5 minutes break and then we'll try to come up with this equation. Putting these three variables in all in one equation. Okay. I think that's our job tonight. Okay. Okay. We'll meet the challenge. This vodka is good. Okay. I'm sorry my lips being messy. Okay. I'm because it has these holes and this brown husk. This spring tips, spruce tips. Okay. So my lips getting messy. Okay. I'm sorry. We'll take 5 to 10 minutes break. Okay. I'll wash my face. Yeah, we'll take a shot at coming up with one equation that would incorporate three variables: morality, discipline, and environmental influences. Okay, so oh, we have blank slate right here. Right, time is ripe. Time is right. Okay. Right, let's take 10 minutes break and we'll take a shot at it. Okay. So, yeah. Okay. Give me 5 minutes. Okay. Yeah. Step by step, let's take a shot at it. Okay, humanological equation is very easy. It's not that difficult at all, right? So it just take time, right? Yeah, we'll take a shot at it. So you have real function of three variables, right? Right. Okay. So action function. Okay. You have three variables. Okay. Morality, discipline, and environment. All right. Okay. And goes. We're gonna introduce one more variable. Okay. X. Maybe one more. This person, P. Okay. Would this person do this action X, given this person's moral compass, discipline level, and surrounding environment? Alright, so it's kind of ambitious project here. Alright, we are trying to formulate a person's action, decision thereof out of five variables, and we want to come up with mathematical formula for it. It is an ambitious project. Yeah. But it's a Boolean function, yes or no. This person does this action X or not. Okay? So it's a Boolean function, right? So okay. So Boolean logic, yes or no, true or false. Okay, so it shouldn't be too bad. Okay, so environment, it depends on this person's discipline level. If discipline will be binary, yes or no, true or false, 0 or 1. Okay, so if this person is moral or immoral, if this person is disciplined or undisciplined, if this person is, what is he? So X is act, P is person, morality, discipline. What is he? Environment. Okay, okay. Again, I'm drunk, right? So my memory isn't that good. Okay, if you get too drunk, it wipes out your memory, right? You have no idea what you did yesterday, last night, right? Just blackout. Yeah. Whatever. Okay. So this consummation, sigma, summation of this environmental influence. If you are disciplined, you go against it because you want to be minority, right? Yeah. And action, this act, particular act, is it moral or immoral? Okay. If this person is educated in ethics and morality, religion, then this override everything else. Okay. Even if you are disciplined, you like hard life, you want to be a minority, and this environmental force, summation of that majoritarian view is majoritarian view, and you want to go against majority, you want to be minority. But if this majoritarian view happen to be the right thing to do, if it's moral, then you concede your desire to be a minority. Okay, so this guy has some precedence, priority. Okay, all right. So how do you express that in this Boolean logic, binary logic? Yeah, it's like AND operation or operation. Okay, it's a Boolean logic. Okay, because this is a Boolean function, action function. You do it or you don't do it. Okay, 0 or 1, true or false, yes or no. Okay, all right. So this morality takes some precedence, priority. So we have to make use of this absorption rule in Boolean logic, right? One or it absorbs everything, right? Okay. So we start from there. Okay. Is it moral one, immoral zero, and then you do or operation. It's absorptive rule. Okay. Something like that. Not really. Okay. So yeah, this big project. Okay. So action equation. All right. I have never done this before. Right. To me, it's first time. Like I feel like a virgin, like Madonna, like a virgin, touched for the very first time, touched by Holy Spirit, right? Yeah, like Virgin Mary, God, Holy Spirit, right? Yeah, impregnation by Holy Spirit, kinda. I feel like a Virgin Mary. Okay, so our equation, maybe baby Jesus, who one day will be savior of the world in the future. Sure. Let's be Virgin Marys, right? We have 20 minutes left. Okay. We're going to come up with this Boolean equation, right? Okay. So, disciplined. You're strong or weak. If you are strong, you want to be minority. Okay, you go against this majoritarian environment. So, environment is a majority or minority. Discipline, you are strong or weak. Morality, your moral, this action is moral or immoral, right? Okay, okay. So this acts, so this action is moral or immoral. If it's moral, this action is moral, then it's one. Otherwise, it's zero. Okay? Okay. And then you have discipline level. Are you a strong person or weak person? Are you a leader, follower, big person, small person? Are you conformer or are you creator? Alright? Creator, conformer, right? I'm trying to rhyme. Okay, and then you yeah, if you're a strong person, then you go against your environmental majoritarianism, right? Majority versus minority, okay? I'm inclined to put this as a not equal, okay? So, okay, if you're a strong person, one, weak person, undisciplined, you're a follower, you just go along with whatever as wind blows, okay? So, strong or not strong, strong or weak, your majoritarian environment or mind, whatever. Okay. So if you're a strong person, you go against the main your environment, your fighter, you resist, right? Yeah. So morality according to you, person, and discipline level of you. Action, it has nothing to do with you. Okay. Environment is independent from you. Okay. You don't get to control this political climate. Okay. That's over other people, the rest of the world. Action is just an action. Okay. So what comes in between this operator? I do not know yet. I have to think about this. Right. So that's our challenge here. Your moral compass. Okay. Yeah. Is this action morally right according to you or not? Is it moral action or immoral action? It depends on your moral compass. Okay? Discipline. Are you disciplined or are you not? Right? It's a true or false. And environment. Uh, Maybe we can get rid of that. Okay. So, yeah, this is a complex question. Okay. So, it's more like maybe we should do this. Maybe it should be three parts. Okay. I mean, in between operator, we don't know yet. So, discipline level of you, person, and then is this action? Is this majority, majoritarian mainstream thing, or not? True or false? Okay, so okay. Yeah, associative law. Okay, I don't know yet. I don't know what to group yet. Okay, we're just designing phase. We are doing with faith. Okay, but yeah, it requires some creative thinking, right? Mathematics is all mechanical. Yeah, some creativity there, but humanology, yeah, there are a lot more creativity there because there are a lot of different ingredients, variables. It's humanology is the universe. Mathematics, just numbers, right? Yeah, there's some more room for leeway for creativity in humanology, humanological equation. Okay, so, all right. So, your moral compass thinks this action X is a moral action, then nothing matters. You just do it. So this one trumps the rest, overrides, over, overrides everything else. So I guess we have to put some associative parenthesis here. Okay, this one triumphs, it overrides. Okay, so what would be the operator right here? will be operator here. I don't know. Priority in Boolean algebra. Maybe there's none yet. Okay. Absolute priority. Maybe Boolean algebra as of now doesn't have that yet. Okay, then we'll create one. Okay, so yeah. I was thinking about absorption rule, but it doesn't quite do it, does it? I mean, what we are saying is this, okay? You have one operator x is one, and zero, some we put it square. Zero square, zero operator x is zero. Okay, so I that operator I don't think it exists yet. Then we come up with one. Okay, so yeah, it's more like first number of this operator, binary operator. Okay, okay, okay. Then we'll just call it first f. All right. Okay. Okay. So the rest does not matter. Okay. Then what's the point of spelling it out? Uh, yeah, this is a very complex question. Okay, it requires some creativity, some creative thinking. Okay, so okay. Yeah, but it shouldn't take us too much time. Okay, maybe it will take some more hours tonight, or I don't want to extend this to tomorrow though. Night is still young. You see the daylight. I mean, it's evening light. It's less than 9 o'clock in this Tuesday. Okay, so we have more time. I'm gonna get this done and over with tonight. Okay, so with humanities, mathematics is supposed to be very easy, right? I don't want to extend this to tomorrow, right? But at the same time, I'm kind of drunk. Maybe the operator between this thing and that thing, two terms, okay, enclosed by parentheses. Maybe it should be some kind of inequality like larger than operator, right? Maybe. You have two opposing forces inside of you, right? You want to be majority or you want to be minority. It depends on your discipline level. Okay. So if you are disciplined, if this is plus, then you go against this majoritarian view. Okay. If you're a weak person, if this is negative, then you go along with this majoritarian view. So what's this apparatus here? We're gonna have to draw some truth table for this. Carnot map. Yeah, I learned that when I was studying in Madison, Wisconsin. Computer science major, we had to take some electrical engineering, hardware stuff. Okay, and they're very good classes, like computer architecture, electrical engineering. We had to take some of those classes. It was required classes. Madison, Wisconsin computer science, yeah, very good program. Okay, so yeah. We're gonna have to stop and restart. Okay, because very interesting project. Okay, but it will take some more time. Okay, so let's stop and restart. Okay. I may see you tonight or I may not. We may have to continue this tomorrow. Okay? Alright. Let's take 10 minutes break or I see you tomorrow, okay? Alright.